Good evening and welcome to Weather Fans Live here on the first day of meteorological winter with myself and a black cat. Oh no, it's Liz.
I thought I'd send Tasha instead.
Tonight we do not have Paul because he's not feeling too well this evening, so it's just me and Mum. In English, it's just myself and Liz tonight. Apologies
And Tasha.
about the delay tonight, but here we are.
Oh, you still there? Can't see a thing.
I'm still there.
I'm struggling behind a cat.
Background. And I think my Wi-Fi is struggling at the moment. No, never back again. So, wow, quite a few in at the moment. So just let's go through the comments. Excuse me again. Still not 100%. Still got that bloody cough after 4 weeks. Probably close to 5 weeks now. On antibiotics at the moment. But yeah, here we are. Are you struggling there to see over the cat?
Yeah, I am a little bit, yeah.
Here we go. So good evening to Laura Johnson. Good evening to Steffi. Good evening to Lee. And Rachel sneaking in, wearing yellow with a coffee in my nice yellow mug. Who else have we got this evening? Yeah, there's the comment from Paul from earlier on saying we will be on the stream seeing this has been unwell, so get well soon to our Paul. We've got PJ in this evening. Paul James, thank you for joining us. And one of our spanners. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Good evening to Matthew as well. Just quickly running through your comments. Who else have we got in this evening? Yes, but I'm just going down the comments. Good evening to Suits. Oh, suit you, sir. Oh, suit you. Liz has been attacked by the mystery black cat again.
Hello.
Who else have we got this evening? Is YouTube freezing? No, it's just our snow banners. Matthew saying hello to the cat. Hello, Tasha. Lee saying meow. Laura's also saying meow as well. Rachel's saying the cat wants attention.
Yes, she wants cuddles. She hasn't had cuddles for most of the day, so yes.
And Suit saying he's the suit master. Excuse me again. So, how is everyone doing? Oh, good evening to Ben, who's just snuck in there. Good evening, Ben.
Yes, Steffi, I have been following the eruption in Iceland. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get out there this time. I saw the last one, but won't be able to get out there this time, unfortunately. But I've been watching it on YouTube and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, sorry, my cat's just catching up. Mouthful of fur.
Yes.
So I'm just going between YouTube and stream because it's not. Seems like it's catching up with everything at the moment. There we go. No, it is. YouTube freezing. Cat wants all the attention. Rachel was saying there. Don't know why some of these comments are taking a while to come through between YouTube and StreamYard tonight. Who has their tree up? Mine's going up next weekend. Have you got your tree up yet, Liz?
No,
Ours
I
are up
have
on the
5
1st of
cats.
November. Oh,
I don't do trees. I have 5 cats because they don't last very long if I do put them up.
what about fairy lights?
Yeah, I do fairy lights, yes. I have, well, I have some that stay up all year, so.
Fair play, fair play. So I'm just bouncing between YouTube and StreamYard at the moment.
The cat doesn't
Seems like
care
some
whether
of the
it's a
comments are
cold
coming through.
winter.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yes. So yeah, obviously we've swapped seasons. We've gone from the orange banners to the blue now, as it's the first day meteorological winter. We haven't got these stats yet from the Met Office for autumn. They'll probably come out in the next day or so. So we'll probably share them next week, which by then we'll should know what they are. It's been a bit of a strange November because we had a very dry start to November, turned very cold. Then in the last couple of weeks or so, it's turned much milder and wetter.
yeah, I think we're going to be in for some more cold weather in the next couple of weeks or so, looking further ahead. I think mid-December is going to be a little bit cold.
Now, I'm not seeing anything myself as yet. I know we've got like a few days of cooler weather, but then I think it's Atlantic, isn't it?
Yeah, we're pretty much into the Atlantic flow for the next couple of weeks, but after that, it's looking like it might go cooler again just before Christmas.
Ooh.
There are signs
Well, I was
anyway.
looking at the charts last week. Well, I was looking at the charts last week. It was like it was more a bit flat as a pancake, which probably what we're seeing for this coming week.
Yeah, it's looking interesting. It's looking well. We'll keep it until we start looking at the pressure charts. Because the pressure charts get a bit complicated. So although it's going to be fairly mild, I guess, and wet, there's intermittent wet and windy, and then cold and windy, and the wind's going from north to south to east to west. So, but I have a feeling in the next couple of weeks we're going to be looking at easterlies, maybe.
Ooh. We should take a look. I wonder if it's worth looking at one of the extended range of one of the models, maybe for up to Christmas. We shall see. Laura saying no room for a tree here. I'm guessing you've either got a small flat or house, excuse me. What Suit's saying now? I've had mine up since the 6th of November. This tree. Matthew's saying my 3 Christmas trees are up and my 4 cats are climbing already.
Yeah, this is the problem I have.
Because they won't be up for long. I'm guessing they'll be on the floor more than they will be standing upwards.
Yeah, it's more the decorations get knocked off them, and I end up spending most of the morning picking up the decorations that have got knocked off overnight. So I don't know why I bother decorating. I may as well just stick a tree up somewhere.
Oh, hang on.
Oh, I think there's either snow or cat hair on the line.
Well, I think we're still online. My signal keeps dropping tonight for some reason. Oh,
Yeah, we're still
there.
showing
Yeah,
live. So
we're back again. Yeah. Announcement to me and Laura are dating. Congratulations to you both, Ben and Laura.
congratulations.
Matthew saying first door in the advent calendar today. What did you have on the front door? Go on, I had a nice piece of chocolate on my linked advent calendar. when you get when you probably get to my age, you start getting more posher, don't you, with your chocolates?
Well, Rachel's obviously got 3 advent calendars. Looking at her comment.
I've had a jar of coffee in my beanies advent calendar. I've not had my other 2 advent calendars yet. What have you got, Rachel?
So no, I don't have a door because the big tree goes in the hallway. So.
Oh, sorry, the things are going up quickly there. Yeah. Chocolate frog, Matthew said, must be in his what's his name?
Harry Potter one?
Okay, let's go there. Oh, every time I'm back to click, it just keeps jumping upwards, the comments. My dog has an advent calendar. The children insisted he had one. What was his picture? Was it like a Christmas dog bird or something?
It's probably got dog treats in it or something. Well, I did spend most of my day yesterday dressed as Santa Paws, because it was our rescue Christmas fair. So yeah, I was Santa Paws, Mrs. Santa Paws. So yeah, had fun yesterday.
Okay, Ben Entry was an imposter, so that hopefully it's been removed. Sorry about that, guys. Obviously, we had an imposter. Thank you for clearing it up. I think I need to clear it off from my mouth here.
Do you want some cat hair? Works miracles.
I think you sent it through the line. My other two are one that my mum creates with heroes or celebration chocolates. Then I won the raffle at Sybil Group on Monday, which was a skinny chocolate bars advent calendar. If you someone give me a skinny bars chocolate bar, I'll be quite offended. So the full chocolate or no chocolate?
Well, yeah, does sound like a bit of an oxymoron, slimming chocolate.
Yeah. Well, I think it's time to look at some charts, I think. And you know what help? I've got my one with tabs up. 2 of my tabs up. Mate.
I have the UKV for wind speeds. I have the snow risk. I have the jet stream, the ECMWF pressure charts, and I have some stuff in America because they're getting some quite spectacular lake effect snow at the moment. Anybody who's been watching the storm chasers turning snow chasers in the US.
So, shall we take a look at the Americans first, then move back to the UK after? Do you think?
Yeah, it'll only be a quick one with the lake effect snow. It's my new bucket list item is to go and see some lake effect snow. So,
we kind of like a similar thing, don't we, Red, with the North Sea? When we get strong easterly winds, we kind of get that kind of similar. Well, not as to the depth they get over there, but it's almost like when we get the easterlies coming over the North Sea, when it's really cold air, we almost get that constant feed of snow in some parts, don't we, in the east? I said nothing like what America gets, obviously.
It is exacerbated by the Great Lakes, which are slightly smaller than the North Sea. So this time of year, they hold their heat better than the North Sea.
Because they're a lot smaller in size.
Yeah, so you get the moisture coming off in the warm air, coming off the lake, hitting the cold air coming down from Canada. So they've actually got about 4 foot at the moment. In New York State, off Lake Ontario, I think it is, and a little bit off Lake Michigan. So yeah, if you're watching somebody like Brandon Kopic or Connor Croft, they've been out calling people out of snowdrifts. Storm Runner Media did their first snow stream was they basically started doing deliveries, takeaway deliveries, because nobody else was out and about. So they were doing Deliveroo IRL, which was quite entertaining.
Oh, sorry, I keep coughing here. Oh, hang on a second. What's going on here? Sorry about this. Just bear with me a second to my. Oh, what's
Okay.
going on here?
Do you want me to show the observed snow depths at the moment currently?
Yeah, go ahead. Let's see what's going on in America. Excuse me, I keep coughing. I think you've still got full control. You actually should have the stuff what I get as well. I think you'd be able to do it yourself, shouldn't you?
I have no idea. Can everybody see? Can you see that on the stream?
Can you add the, have you got access to add to the stage? You'll be able to click on that.
I'm I was presenting, but no.
Now you can't click on your thing at the bottom of the screen there to add to the stage.
Nope.
If not, I can do it.
No, I can't. Sorry.
That's all right. I'll look into that after the live tonight. So you're on full screen.
Cool. So yeah, there we can see the accumulated 72-hour snowfall. This one here is Lake Erie, I believe, and this was Lake Ontario, and up this side is Lake Michigan. So this is the hand of Michigan, anybody who knows the US. And then we go across to Buffalo is in this yellow here. So they've obviously had a decent amount of snowfall coming off Lake Erie, and then coming around to Lake Ontario, and I think it's Waterfield is the bigger town around here. So you can see the snow depths, 72 hours. So this is in inches. So coming off Lake Erie, we've got around about 36 inches over the last 72 hours, and it's still snowing. And right in the centre of the bullseye with Waterfield, I think it's Waterfield, it's Water something, Watertown, Waterton. Again, 36, 38, 40 inches.
What's
so
that?
Reason.
I'm guessing it's in feet. What do you want to be in feet or
centimeters?
Centimeters?
That's in inches. Is it? I think it is. Well, it's 2.5 inches to the. No, 2.5 centimeters to the inch. So 40 inches is about 26 centimeters ish, if my mental arithmetic's any good. I would use my calculator, but I've got a cat on my arm, so I can't use my mouse as well as my calculator. So yeah, a fair amount of snow anyway. I know there's severe drifts, and the ploughs are working non-stop. I think the focus is going to switch to across to Michigan off Lake Erie next week or in the next couple of days, but it's going to be an ongoing snow risk for the next week. It's all right, I've just taken it off.
Oh right, I was like, what have I pressed?
No, I stopped sharing. So yeah, they're gonna by the end of the week. I think Thursday is the end of the snow event. They're gonna have a considerable amount of snow. Must be getting on for a good meter or so of snow by the end of the snow event. So
Blimey.
yeah, anybody who fancies watching pretty snow in New York State or in Michigan, there's quite a few of the storm chasers who switched to snow chasing over the winter just for something to do.
Yeah.
And keep their YouTube analytics up as well, because a lot of them make their
Yeah.
living doing YouTube videos over the storm season, and of course during the winter it drops off. So a lot of them have taken to doing snow chases, and since a lot of them drive four-wheel drives, they go around rescuing people, which makes quite entertaining YouTube.
Oh, fair play to them. Interesting, actually. It's what's the 1st of December, which means it's only 3 months to the start of storm season 25.
Well, they did have some thunder snow. They did have thunder snow yesterday in America. So,
Oh,
and I think Scotland gets it more regularly over here than anywhere else, if
I think
memory
possibly
serves right.
mostly in the northerly winds.
Yeah, coming off the lochs in Scotland because of the elevation, the lift,
Of course, that makes sense.
the orthographic lift from the mountains gives a bit of convective lift. So Scotland, and occasionally you get it down to Manchester coming off, depending on the wind direction. Yorkshire, we do occasionally get thunder snow over here.
Yep. So you mentioned about the snow in America. What I can actually share now, I've actually got one of my tabs ready. I can actually show you the current. Where is it now? There we go. On the screen, I should be able to bring you the snow and ice chart from America. So that's the latest. So I don't know if you can see that on your screen. So that's the current North American snow and ice chart. So you can mention about the lakes here where they have a lot of lake of that snow.
Yeah.
I'm guessing these are. Is this the sorry, Liz? Every time I start talking,
Oh dear.
I'm guessing these are the Rockies here, is it?
Yes. And then you've got another white bit, which is the Appalachians over on the east coast, just below the Great Lakes. Yeah, that's the Appalachian Mountains.
Ah. Sorry, I'm just 4 weeks, nearly 5 weeks of this now.
Not
I'm going
good.
to stop talking.
Don't do that. People will get bored of listening to me.
No, we won't do that at all.
So shall I share the? I've got the snow risk chart for the UK ready to go.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So we can have a look
Have a
at the snow risk map for the UK.
And it's over to you.
So going through, if I've got it on fast speed, there isn't an awful lot of difference, to be honest. So if I just animate that, you can see pretty much the wind direction, really. Most of it's going to be confined to the Highlands of Scotland. Occasionally reaches down low risk into lowland Scotland and northeastern England, Northumbria. So this is scanning through pretty quick now. So we're a week's time, still confined to the Highlands of Scotland. Little bit maybe over Snowdonia. Monday the 9th, if I just stop that there and go back to Monday the 9th, we have a little bit of a risk on the east coast.
Oh, yeah.
So I mentioned about the hint of maybe easterlies. I'll just
take a look
keep
at the
going.
press chart next.
Yeah, keep going forward. So again, it's west coast, Lake District and Highlands of Scotland.
And that's how time goes on in nearby France and parts of the Low Countries. So Benelux getting perhaps a bit of a hint, getting hit. I think it's coming around about now. Not quite yet.
There.
No, there we are. I've seen some there come towards the parts of France into the Benelux area.
And if you notice the dates, that's the 7th. So we're then looking at easterlies, bringing it across from Benelux on the Sunday. into the Monday, which is what makes me
Interesting.
think there's a hint of an easterly. It depends on the high pressure setup, and if you look at the pressure charts, it's a little bit complicated at the moment. So we may have, depending on the way the ensembles go, whether it goes on to whether it does turn into a proper or a beast from the east or mini beast from the east. Just stop sharing that.
Oh, I'm like looking at that close at the screen. All of a sudden, I'm like, oof.
I now have a cat in front of me, so I shall find I now have a cat's bottom in my face.
I suppose you've had a lot worse.
And we have I've got the pressure charts ready to go. So, Tasha, if you move, which one was that on?
You will fuss me.
Yes.
You will fuss me, adult.
I can't remember. It was the ECA.
Rachel saying nice cat.
Yeah. So we got the pressure charts here.
Yeah.
So as you can see, we're low pressure to our north. So we've got a nice kind of nice westerly flow at the moment, which is why it's nice and mild. Moving on, we've got a little bit of a ridge forming, high pressure ridge forming, coming from Spain. Brain's gone dead. Azores high. We kind of got an Azores push almost, but then that gets cut off with more westerlies. But you'll notice there's 3 low pressures, one over quite a considerable one over Iceland. We're now into Tuesday, which is when the temperatures are going to take a little bit of a dip. Then we're moving into Wednesday.
Quite windy there, ready for the northwest.
Yes, this is when we see the higher snow risk for the Highlands.
Have we lost Liz?
I hope not. I'm still here.
Oh, is Liz back? Lost your voice?
Here. I've been talking all the time. I think we're glitching.
Yep. Sorry, I don't know if someone else had the same problem. I just couldn't hear you then. I could see your cursor moving round and round, but I couldn't see.
Yeah, I think we're glitching. Well, we've got like a merry-go-round of 3 low pressures around here, around Iceland, Greenland. So this is all kind of pushing cold stuff. There is a suggestion of a small polar vortex drop-off, potentially, which is why we're getting the snow even when we've got southerlies or southwesterlies. So Wednesday is going to be windy and potentially chilly, especially on the west coast. The merry-go-round of the low pressures around Iceland are still going, and we get one sitting up. So it just depends on how these merge, as to how strong these winds coming across. How, if one of these drops down further, we will end up with a significant northerly stream. Then we've got another,
like the wind coming from Greenland as well.
Yes. It just depends. It's a kind of a mini polar vortex that's set up because of there's so many lows. It's not a true polar vortex split, but because there's 3 low pressures all kind of merry-go-rounding around each other. You can see here.
How's the upper air on this?
Sorry?
How's the upper air temperature looking on this scenario?
I haven't actually looked, actually.
Go to it side by side, actually.
There's that one.
There we go. So it should run it side by side and see how much cold air has been dragged down with it.
I think we hit the cold Oh, I think I might have to go to previous run for that one. The cold comes in next weekend. It takes a drop because we've then got
Oh yeah, we've got that low pressure set over towards the Low Countries.
we've got a low pressure here. We've also got a low pressure to our north. So all this is going to be sucking. Well, look where that's coming from, pretty much.
Yeah, if you, as I say, you can actually see the air coming down on the upper airs as well.
And yeah, and this is a high pressure.
Yeah.
So we've got proper windmill system going in between these two. So I'm guessing this is going to be quite blustery. I would imagine. I haven't looked at the jet stream in too much detail or the wind speeds, but I'm guessing this is going to be quite windy, and you can see where the cold air is coming down,
That's a
depending on
proper
how.
northeast.
Oh yes. So this is when the snow gets down to the continent, potentially is going to then push back across to us because the high gets a bit squished and cut off.
Yeah, you got, it was like on the left chart, it was like you got another high pressure coming into that high pressure.
Yeah, it's all getting very messy next week or the end of next week into the week after. So these are the hints of the easterlies, depending on what happens with all these high pressures and low pressures.
Yeah.
If they get
Interest.
completely, if this tongue of warm air gets cut off completely, we'll end up with this very cold coming down because there's a very deep low pressure up there, up around
Yeah.
Greenland.
So let's see what happens with going forward on that. So you've got high pressure building up from the southwest. You've got these lows coming down across Scotland. Oh, hello.
This is the easterlies. It's the week before Christmas. There we go. Look, about as far out as we could go. There's the hint of northerlies with the Scandi flow. So all this is coming straight down from the Arctic. So you've got a low pressure over Scandinavia. You've got a high pressure right in the Azores area, and this freezing cold coming straight down from the Arctic. So yeah.
I just seen Laura's comment saying ECM based forecast currently giving up to 67 mile per hour winds on Saturday for me.
Yes, I have actually got the UKV up for the wind speeds as well because that shows it for next weekend as well. There's a little bit of a midweek, and then it's got very messy. There are lots of high pressures and lots of low pressures all interacting with each other. There's a mini polar vortex drop, which is getting interrupted. If I switch to the jet stream, can you see the jet stream?
It's going to be my next question, actually. See how the jet stream's looking.
Yeah. So if we look at it's all right. This is a new system I'm being using. So when you look at this, you see the very, very strong Atlantic jet stream that's heading straight for us and then dipping down south. If I just
nice strong
nudge this. So this is the 5th. So that's what, Wednesday? First, second, third.
Second for Thursday.
Thursday. So this is 12Z Thursday. So you can see really, really strong Atlantic. So although it's coming from a warmer direction, it's going to feel cold, just because of the strength of the winds. Just nudge this forward again. Keep going through Thursday. This goes right across the United Kingdom into Friday. And then we get that cut-off dip. So this is associated with this high pressure down here. Then this is when we've got the 3 low pressures all up around Iceland, Greenland.
Yes.
So this is squeezing all this cold air coming out of Canada down past Greenland, and then it's dipping right across us.
Yes.
So this is going to be cold, even though it's coming from the west,
Yes.
and wet, which is why we've got a lot of snow risk for the Highlands. So this is going into next Sunday.
Interesting.
And now look at this. This is the cold coming down next weekend.
And there's a bit of a strong core coming down as well with that westerly flow.
Yeah. Look, well, it's going to end up being pretty much directly northerly. So this is Arctic wind. This is pretty much coming straight down. There's the low. If you remember, there's a big low pressure up here. These three turn into one over here and two kind of going around each other here. This is the mini polar vortex split. So this is going to be cold. Move this forwards. Stays cold. Almost pretty much bang on northerlies.
I'm just noticing the shape of the jet stream as well. It's not your straightforward flat as a pancake. This has gone very amplified again, and that's the risk then of getting cut off.
Yeah, this is where that high pressure is. that quite big high pressure, and then there's a low pressure over Scandinavia at this point.
Yeah.
So this is when we're getting the really deep cold. This will be biting cold coming down from Iceland, Greenland, pulling air, because this will be pulling air down from the Arctic, down straight over Britain. If I just move this on, this potentially, depending on what happens with this high, it may get cut off. So if it gets cut off, we won't get the cold so badly. We'll go back to the westerlies. But if it keeps in this loop, as it looks like it's going to at the moment, this is where the easterlies come in. See, it almost falls back on itself.
So that explains what if you stop it there now, why the charts were showing quite a lot, perhaps of snow event for the Benelux region, parts of France, because you've got that strong north easterly there.
Yeah, because this is coming down from Scandinavia, because you've got it being dragged down from the Arctic across Scandinavia, and then there's a small, I wouldn't say high pressure, slightly higher pressure than in here. In here is a low, and this will be bringing it down across potentially the southeast.
Looks like parts of Central Europe could be heading towards a bit of a cold snap, really.
Yep. I think Pyrenees and places like that will be getting a decent early snowfall for the skiing season. And then we get a little bit of a respite until we get into the next trough. I think that's as far as it goes. Yeah. We get this trough, this ridge and trough building again, and the same thing could happen. This could get cut off, and we'll end up with a westerly flow, or we'll end up with this coming back up, falling back on itself and repeating. So this is the point where we might get the easterlies again. So yeah.
Interesting.
Very complicated.
Very complicated. Tell you what, I'll take a look at now, which I'm on the ECMWF website, is have a look at the weekly mean sea level pressure charts, see how they're looking after seeing that, see if that's having some agreements with the GFS. Let's bring the weekly anomalies up, see how they're showing. I've not looked at these myself as yet. So these are weekly anomaly pressure charts from the ECMWF. Where's my tab? So this goes from the 2nd of December through to the 9th of December, and this is showing higher pressure than average across much of Europe, really, away from central Mediterranean. So in this setup here, you'll be seeing actually a bit more of a northeasterly, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The 9th of December through to the 16th has a big area of high pressure towards the west of the UK. Again, with high pressure air circulating in a clockwise direction. And again, this is showing a northeasterly across much of the UK, if not all the UK. The 16th to 23rd of December, we've got low pressure sat in the North Sea. Again, in this kind of setup, perhaps looking more of a north to north westerly flow on that. That potentially, if there's enough cold air in place, that could potentially bring some snow for some areas.
Sorry, Steffi's just asking the confidence level. It's showing up on most of the charts, most of the models. So there is a reasonable amount of confidence. In fact, I'll while you're going through this, I'll bring up the ensembles.
Yeah, no worries. Just give me a second. I'll cover that for the 20th time in the last time. The 23rd to the 30th of December has higher pressure towards Europe. In this setup here, we are bringing in the westerlies. So potentially we could go reverting back to the default setting of westerlies on that. And 30th of December through to the 6th of January, that is bringing in still a westerly there. And the 6th of January to the 13th, it's not too much signal there, but potentially looking at a westerly. Let's head back and look at these charts, but first let's look at the precipitation. So the 2nd of December to the 9th, we're looking slightly wetter than average across much of the UK. That's where these spells of rain coming through during this week. Some of this could be just like mostly cold rain. 9th of December through to the 16th, we are looking drier than average across the UK. 16th of December to the 23rd, we are looking slightly wetter than average. 23rd to the 30th, we're looking around average, perhaps slightly wetter than average towards northwest of Scotland. And same again for the charts there for Scotland, and not much showing there at the right at the end of this run. The temperatures, let's have a look at these. So the 2nd of December through to the 9th, we're looking above average to around, let's bring that chart up there. There we go. We're looking around average to around about up to 3 degrees above average for some areas. 9th of December through to the 16th. Across the UK, we're looking around average for this time in December. The 16th to the 23rd, we're looking again around the average mark. 23rd to the 30th, we're looking slightly above average. And right at the end, 30th of December through to the 6th of January, we're looking about 1 to 3 degrees above average across much of the UK. That's with the westerly winds going in there on that setup. And same again for the first week of January.
I have found the ensembles. Can't work out how to get them full screen, but I will share what I've got. There we go. So you can see.
There we go. You're on full screen.
Excellent. There's a reasonable amount of. It looks very fuzzy, but it's all within a reasonable correlation, if you see what I mean, for temperature and pressure charts. It gets a bit more fuzzy the further you go out, obviously. So sort of Friday the 13th.
You can definitely see in the second week of December that definitely on the top and actually the middle chart as well, you can see that dip in the temperatures.
Yes.
Almost below the average mark there.
Yes. but the difference between the top and the bottom is usually an awful lot greater than 10 degrees. And especially here, you look at sort of Sunday the 8th, there's a huge amount of agreement around here.
Yeah.
There's probably about maybe a 6 degree differential, which is nothing a week out. Or it's probably the same as 3 days out. When you get to Wednesday, there's a 6 degree differential.
And beyond
Oh,
that, some models go back up to above average, but yet there's still quite a few staying cold throughout the run up to Christmas, really.
yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, there is a hint of a beast from the east, so we'll see what comes of that. So yeah, this is just the pressure charts. Yeah.
Nope.
So it's
Stop
sorry, I'll
catching me
stop
out.
doing that. I think it's the second the second half of December stands a good chance of being colder. Whether we get the beast from the east or a mini beast from the east depends on what happens with that windmill of low pressures and the high pressure coming, that jet stream. Whether if it does get cut off, then we'll go straight back to the Atlantic flow. But if
Yeah.
that peak and trough continues and it drives down the polar winds, it's going to be cold and it's going to stay cold.
Hang on a second. Let's bring up image up there. Then, as I've got it ready. So if we do get if I do get my voice back, it'd be a bloody miracle. If we do pick up a northeasterly, let's bring up that chart I had up a short time ago. So this is the snow and ice cover. Oh, I've just frozen for a second there for Europe and Asia. So there's quite a lot of snow cover across Scandi at the moment. So northeasterly flow. Obviously, there's quite a lot of cold air up towards Scandi at the moment. Obviously,
Yeah.
if we looked at this about a week ago, there's would have been a nice wave across through like France and quite into the Alps as well. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'll do with this. There's actually a 30-day animation. Let's have a look at that. That starts off. God, that's a bit fast. Starts off the start of November. So you see around about the middle of November where we had that. I should be able to. Am I able to slow that down? Oh, okay, wrong button there. Let's just go back to where we was actually. So yeah, that's taken on just yesterday there.
And I know China's had a considerable snowfall. Of course, the whole thing of it is it might go cold, but it doesn't mean we're going to get snow.
Yeah.
It just depends on the precipitation levels and that kind of thing. So easterlies tend to be drier, I will say that. But if we've got that loop in the jet stream, it might close up enough that we get the moisture coming off the Atlantic at the same time we get the cold coming across from Scandinavia. You see, Scotland stays quite
Sorry.
white. That's right. No, I was just pointing out that Scotland. I think Scotland are going to get a considerable snowfall this winter, certainly before New Year. All the models pointing to that. So if you want to go skiing in Scotland, it's looking good.
Matthew just said we need a channel though.
Yes. Unfortunately, they're all high pressures coming across. Unfortunately, but then if the high pressure comes off the Atlantic and bumps into the low pressure coming in from Scandinavia, That's an ice dump if it meets at the right
Sounds like
place.
a euphemism, that does.
Yeah.
That's an ice dump.
Yeah. But snow's so difficult to forecast, as we found out with the last fall. Um, the first one I said yes, we're going to get. The second one, I knew there was streamers coming, Cheshire streamers coming down. I didn't expect the second one to get as far as the Midlands. So
Ah, yes.
snow is really difficult, notoriously difficult to predict, because you there's so many factors that have got to be exactly right in place. The temperature all the way down through the atmosphere, the moisture at the right point, the cold at the right point, and of course ground temperature as well.
So you mentioned about the PV earlier on, and we actually seen that PV just getting pushed slightly towards Greenland there. And you mentioned about that as well.
Yeah.
It just gets pushed towards our side, really, of the northern hemisphere.
Yeah. And you can see there's actually a warmer bit in the middle. There's a mini split. It doesn't quite completely split, but
Obviously, at the minute, we're just still slightly too early to look at SSWs, but there's a bit of a
yeah.
still quite warm towards the Pacific side of this.
Yeah.
Normally, it's a bit more, a bit wider, but still the PV's there. More leaning over towards this side of the northern hemisphere.
Definite wobble.
What I can actually do, I've actually got the charts there, the current temperatures for the excuse me, northern hemisphere. So this is the latest 30 HPA temperature over the North Pole, and we're slightly below average, so around about minus 78. You mentioned about that wobble there, that could indicate of this here.
Mm-hmm. And that's going to carry on, I think. But I think the wobble is going to take us below, because you can see we haven't actually been above average since sort of mid-October.
Ah, yes, just here.
Yeah. So the wobble is going to continue to be on the low side of average.
Be interesting to see what the PV does this year, because there are that many warmings. It was just a bit of an unusual winter, really. But yeah, didn't go straight through the atmosphere levels. Just kept taking a beating, but not getting quite to what we need for
an SSW.
Reversal of the northern. I can't speak. Reversal of the winds.
Yeah.
This is the 10 HPA temperature. Again, since there's wobbles there, we're still just slightly below the average mark, around about minus 75. Let's have a look at the zonal wind.
Steffi says last week polar vortex temperature was cold enough for type 1 polar stratospheric cloud. Not checked today though. Yes, it was quite considerably lower than average, probably about 10 degrees lower than average last week. And I believe they've had the same at the South Pole as well.
I can check that.
I follow someone on Instagram who's at the Antarctic Research Centre. He posts interesting pictures of pretty clouds. Oh, there we go.
So, there we are. The Southern Hemisphere.
Below. Yeah. It's now above, but it was below last week.
That was cool. Wow, look how cold it is over the Southern Hemisphere during their winter. Like minus 90. Blooming heck.
Can you knock Steffi's comment off? Sorry, I can't.
Oh, sorry.
Can't see the x-axis.
There we go. Sorry about that.
There we go. So yes, mid-November, the last couple of weeks, it hit a trough. So that's when they had the stratospheric clouds. The very pretty mother of pearl type clouds.
Yeah. Oh, looks like through October, there's like a sudden stratospheric warming there. Look.
Bear in mind, it's all connected almost. If you can kind of imagine, if ours is wobbling off one way, it'll pull the South Pole round as well because of the spin of the Earth. There has to be, it's like wobbling jelly, I suppose. If you pull the skin on the top of a jelly, it pulls on all the way around the jelly. There's a little bit of give, but there is a knock-on effect.
Let's have a look at the zonal wind. Was that reversed? I'm guessing the reversal would bring the.
Yeah, that's between.
It's about October that SSW, was it?
Yes.
So that'll correspond to this then here.
Mid-October. It's the where the orange disappears for a little bit.
Yeah. What's that? Looks there. So I've got the Northern Hemisphere. So this is where we actually see in the PV start kicking in here through September. I'm just going to write my depth here because I'm actually don't understand what these charts say, telling me if I'm honest.
Yeah, I have no idea what that one's telling you. Temperature and vertical components. Oh, this is. I would guess this is like the weather balloon soundings. So temperature on the right, and is that pressure on the left? I do have my glasses on, but I can't. The little small.
These are the temperatures.
Yeah. Where are
Actually,
we?
I wonder if
Northern Hemisphere.
the
So yeah, it's cooling.
Temperatures, yeah.
It's
Oh, I see now. These are different. These are the HPAs through the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And these are the temperatures here at that level.
Yeah, it's like a sounding, isn't it? Going up through the atmosphere, through the pressure.
So if there's like a SSW, we'd actually see these warmer temperatures coming through the atmosphere here.
Yes.
Yes. It starts to make sense now. Let's come off that.
That's my concentrating face. You caught me in my concentrating face. I'm like, Yes. It's been a while.
Yes, it was the Antarctic SSW, wasn't it? Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else we could take a look at this evening.
There isn't much because it's going to be a short term. Everything is subject to change because there's so much going on. Because there's so many different highs and lows all meandering around each other, and the jet stream kind of working its way in between them. So I don't think anything's nailed on for more than a couple of days, 2-3 days. I think the mean temperature is going to drop. Looking at the ensembles and looking at all the models, I think there is a suggestion we're going to go more over into a Scandinavian polar weather system rather than Atlantic. But again, that's all dependent on what the jet stream does. If those meanders get cut off, we're going to go straight back into westerlies. But the way it's looking, it's just going to keep looping, which means we'll pretty much remain in the polar weather.
You mentioned about the regimes. You've just remind me, this is the ECMWF regimes at the moment. This is the latest. So your blues is your positive NaO. Your block is the red. The greens are the NaO negative. Your purple is your ATR. I can't remember what that is. ATR.
Atlantic regime.
And the greys is no regime. So what we're looking at, this is the, what's that, the cold air, so that's a block that we mentioned about. Then what's that? The ATR.
Yeah, that's the that low pressure coming across on at the weekend. So that's I reckon that's going to be a named storm. So the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the really strong jet stream driven low pressure coming off the Atlantic.
Uh,
And then it's 50-50 between the block and the
positive NaO.
yeah.
Let's have a look at this one here. So that again, that's shown quite a lot of block in there for the weekend. I'll take this back 3 more steps. Again, that's shown a lot of blocking for the weekend as well. So I think these are previous model runs. Looking at this.
ATR is Atlantic Ridge. I knew it was Atlantic.
Ah.
I had to Google it. I knew it was Atlantic something. But it's Atlantic Ridge.
So that will explain that high pressure towards the west then?
Yes. That's the one that's coming up from the southwest.
So yeah, previous model runs have shown a lot of blocking actually for the weekend.
Yeah, that's when that first drive down from the polar regions is.
Let's bring back to the latest. So that's a strong signal there for the start of next week.
And that's borne out by the wind gusts.
Oh, I've lost my own chart. Stop sharing that. Excuse me. So yeah, I think in summary for the rest of this week, there's going to be spells of rain coming through. Then the weekend's looking quite interesting for much potentially a lot cooler air. Well, it's looking strong signal there for a lot cooler air to come down for the weekend.
Yeah, wet and windy. Wet and windy Wednesday. Is fairly nailed on, I think. And then yeah, it's going to still be windy, but I think it's going to be biting cold. So you might want to get your thermals out for the weekend.
Yes. So we just change the bands across. I think we're gonna, let's say, our goodbyes.
Unless anybody's got any questions.
Yeah. Any questions before we head off?
Yeah, Matthew says mid-single digits, if not colder, with wind chill.
Much of Scotland. Let's have a
Much
little
colder.
nosy to see what I'm getting on my Pacific site. You're welcome, Paul James.
Yeah, AccuWeather's taking it down to 5 for the Midlands.
I've actually got
2.
I've got 3 degrees for Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday 5 West Midlands, real feel 2. Average wind about 20 kilometres an hour. Then warming up again towards Thursday, Friday, and then
that'll probably
Saturday
like a warm sector coming through.
That's one of the ridges. And then we're back into the low pressure forcing down the cold, so we're back down into single digits again. But I would guess the real feel 0. So it's going to be a biting wind from the west-northwest, according to AccuWeather, which I find is pretty good. So yeah, reasonable average temperatures, but with the wind chill, it's going to be cold. It's
It
going
will
to be
definitely feel.
bitey.
It will definitely feel like December.
Yes. Yeah, out of the wind, it's going to feel okay. But if you're in that wind, it's going to feel like Iceland. Anybody who's
It'll
been to Iceland
be
know the wind is freezing.
like having a pair of wind up chattering teeth next year because it'll be that cold if you're not in that wind.
Yes. Yes, it'll blow through my
Lord saying we'll be
eardrums.
interested to see how those cut-off lows come off.
Yeah.
So thank you both. It's been a lovely stream. I love these deep dives.
Yeah, sorry, it's a habit of mine.
I think the Met Office copy does, didn't they? You see,
I think they did.
been doing these for like 2 or 3 years now, and they've been doing it. They've been doing it themselves. It's like they brought back the weather studio on
Yeah.
that Friday. It's kind
Yeah,
of what we do now.
Yeah, wait for the deep dive to come out next week. It will be exactly what we've been talking about, I would imagine.
Yes, I think it is Alex Burkle doing that this week.
Oh, Steffi suggested dew points and types and shape of snow would make an interesting subject. Yes.
Ooh.
I will, yes, Grauple and all that kind of stuff. Big fluffy flakes and dry snow. Yes, definitely.
So
Like
to
that one.
look into before Christmas, I reckon.
Yes.
Matthew's also saying thanks to the cat.
Thanks, Tasha. She's at my feet now because I've kept throwing her off. She's got the hump on me now.
Yeah, at least keeping your feet warm.
Yes.
Laura saying thanks for a great stream, Michael and Liz. You're very welcome.
Thank you. And thanks to the mods.
Yeah, thank you. I know we've had a few I think we had a few problems tonight, but they've kept on top of it. After the issues we had a few months ago, we had to take action.
Yes.
Even though from now on I've actually signed into our YouTube channel, so I'm there in the background as well.
I would if I could concentrate on the charts and the stream and YouTube at the same time. I can't. My brain can't cope with that.
Yeah, I think doing these lives, I think I just need another screen to my side or something to keep an eye on that.
Yes. When I get my spare room back, I will be fully screened up and ready to go. I will be Ryan Hall yawling it.
Ready for Storm Season 25 on the 1st of March 25.
Yes, definitely.
There will be no doubt be a special live for that. And
hopefully I will be in the middle of a storm somewhere.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully it's going to be better than this bloody year. What did you think of this year's storm season?
It was a bit of a non-event, really. I think I caught 4 or 5 storms. We did get the funnel. We did have the reunion up on the on Windy Hill, didn't we?
You did with Paul and Gordon, and and also we actually got together that evening, and there was actually reports of a funnel as well that we must have just missed.
Yep.
Between here and Burton.
Yeah, we were looking at the same storm, but we were just in slightly the wrong place.
Yeah, if it was just slightly more towards the south a bit, then it would have been perfect.
Yes. Well, it can't be any worse than this year, can it?
Surely.
She says, hopefully. Yeah.
How many times we said there was someone saying this is perhaps one of the worst years we've known for a long, long time.
Yeah. 2019 and 2020 were good.
Definitely 2020 during lockdown.
Yes.
That warm spring, what kick-started it all for us.
Yes. Anyway, thank you everybody in the chat.
And as you can see, thank you for watching Weather Fans Live. Don't forget to join Gaz Weather Bits live on Wednesdays and Sundays from 6 p.m. And we'll be live next Sunday at 8 p.m.
Ish.
And yes. I think someone needs to write that comments that we usually have at the end now to say roll those credits. Time for some honey and lemon. I can't stand honey for some reason. I don't like honey. I was made the honey and lemon soup. Was it Beecham or something to do it?
Sugar and lemon then. There we go. Steffi's done it.
Roll those credits. Take care, everybody. Thanks for watching. Well, we'll see you next week. Ta-ta for now. Where's my video? It's there. Bye-bye, everybody.